Joe, how are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. That was your trip, fast trip,
I'd rather go to Buenos Aires. Anyway, just everybody ready? I just returned from beautiful Iowa. Got a chance to see some snow. It was a quick trip, which I usually do. I don't spend time when I travel, and use that opportunity to endorse Donald Trump for President of the United States, and talk to a large crowd. It was called Marshalltown, Iowa, outside of Des Moines. And I remember Iowa before because last time during the cycle, all the people running for president, a couple visited me here, one of my endorsements, so I did end up with endorsing Rick Perry, so we did tour Iowa a couple of days, so it's sort of 4 years later, repeating the exercise. I remember meeting Donald Trump and introducing him when he came here 6 months ago. Had a big rally, and then about 30 days ago he was back. I introduced him again and had a little conversation with him. He asked for my endorsement, and yesterday I gave it to him. What's interesting about it, usually when you endorse people, and I've endorsed people for governor, I can go on and on. Sometimes a campaign sort of recommends things you might say, but Trump and his staff have never whispered, can you say this, can you do that? Never, which is very interesting. I feel he's so secure with himself, he probably doesn't care what I say. So I want to bring that unusual situation out. So I didn't confer with him. I'd say what I want to say anyway, kind of outspoken. So basically, that's what happened yesterday. I don't want to tell the media here that I knew about this yesterday morning. I didn't want to talk about it. It wasn't my show. So I wasn't going to leak anything out. That would be up to the Trump campaign. And evidently they were in control. I think yesterday afternoon the word got out that I was endorsing him. At the same time, standing next to him, he decided not to go into the debate Thursday night. So that was a big interest with the news media.
No politician sees eye to eye on everything. What do you disagree with?
Well, I don't disagree with him too much. There's been, I do know that that a lot of things that he believes in and wants to do, I do. For example, the guns. He believes. If you remember, I announced when a posse was out there, I wanted those with concealed weapons, 250,000, to take action on any rampage and take down the person that's shooting everybody, because it takes time for law enforcement to get there. He agrees with that 100% with the gun situation, the guns, and I like his stance on international. I was head of the DEA in Turkey, the Middle East, Mexico, South America. So I think I know a little about the international problems. And he, even though they say he's just a businessman, I think he knows more about international affairs than the Secretary of State does. So that's what I like. I like his position on the veterans, the police. He wants to make sure they're taken care of. And of course, I'm for that too. As far as the illegal immigration, his stance on that. And I have somewhat of a reputation of enforcing those illegal immigration laws. He believes that I've been saying for a while, Mexico isn't about illegal immigration only, it's about the drug traffic. Having spent 55 years in law enforcement and 35 at the border, both sides, I know about the vicious drug problem that's occurring. So I'm glad that he's speaking up, not just about illegal immigration, but trying to speak up about the drugs coming into our country. That's a big issue.
But is there anything that you disagree with him on that you support him 100%?
Well, you know, I didn't sit down with him and pick his brain. I don't have much time. When I introduced him, I just saw him a few minutes, so I never sat down with him. I know his campaign manager and so on, but no, we didn't sit down, have strategy meetings and everything that he believes in, that he tells me. I'm just picking out the points that I know that has an interest in. And I like what I see. He's rather outspoken. I don't know if I would go that far dealing with the media, but he doesn't seem to fear the news media. But you get what you see. He's a outspoken guy. He doesn't use teleprompters and all that. He speaks from the heart. A lot of people like that, especially with what's going on in our country today. They're tired of they call it establishment, and he's not part of the establishment. He's just, speaking out. They gave him no chance 6 months ago. One thing I have to give him credit for, and I said this in the past, I think he brought it out again the first time he was in Phoenix, that he's the one that opened the door on illegal immigration. Nobody wanted to talk about it. This cycle, I know these presidential candidates never want to bring up illegal immigration. They want to get that disappeared, but he brought it out. Now everybody is talking about illegal immigration. Everybody. It's one of the big issues. But
Did you agree with this statement he had made, suggesting that all Muslims should be allowed in the country at least for a time?
Well, I'm not an expert at that, even though I spent years over in Turkey, the Middle East. But I think he was trying to say, let's get a handle on this first. It wasn't a permanent thing. I believe he was concerned about the illegal immigration, which now ties into terrorism. So the timing of this isn't just illegal immigration from the other countries or Latin America or Mexico. He's concerned about illegal immigration coming in from the Middle East and so on, trying to destroy our nation. So that's an immigration problem too. So I haven't studied his whole program, but I do know it wasn't permanent. He was just reacting till we can get a hold on ISIS and what's happening in our country today. I think everybody is concerned with that, and I don't see the people very angry about what he said.
You say you haven't studied the program, you haven't sat down with him to talk strategy. How are you confident endorsing him?
How?
Yeah.
I never sat down with Rick Perry when I decided I had a half hour with him. Everybody else wanted my endorsement, so I don't usually sit down and interrogate people before I give endorsements. I do a little research and like what they say, and I've been following him. I've talked to some of his staff here and there, but we don't get into detail. He wanted my endorsement. I know it might be a little controversial, but I do controversial things. I've endorsed a lot of people around here that you can't make everybody happy, but that's the way it is. I'm willing to take the heat if I feel it's right for the people.
He mentioned that your office contacted him about the endorsement. How did that work? You're saying he asked for your endorsement. He said yesterday that you called him. So when did he ask?
No, I never called him. I met him twice when I introduced him both times here. Got to talk to him briefly, and he always was very appreciative that this sheriff, probably the only one that would stand next to him out of anybody, if you recall.
When did he officially ask you?
No, the 30 days ago, he said he would like to have it. He didn't ask me for it, but he would like to have it. And then, then I decided. I think there was some plan, maybe next month, and then they decided, why, if he's going to do it, let's do it in Iowa. And they asked me, his campaign manager, if I would fly up there and endorse him there, and I said, yeah. So I flew up in the nice cold weather and spent 24 hours. Here I am. So they asked me. He wanted my endorsement, and I'm not going to be egotistical. But when a lot of people every day asking for my endorsement, when they want my endorsement, especially president, governor, and that thing, they stand next to me. I don't just say use my name. Either they want it, and I stand there and stand next to them and don't hide when I endorse. So they wanted me up there, and I would not have endorsed him, period, if I didn't stand next to him to cement, to let everybody know I'm really endorsing him. So that's why I flew up there. They wanted me up there. Strategic time, too, because there's a big battle going on in Iowa. And I happened to be there when he said he's not going to debate. I mean, that came into that story when I'm standing next to him. Then he said he's not going to debate Thursday, and we talked a little of that. I think he's going to do his own town hall or something Thursday night instead of debating. But I was.
He should have asked you to stand in for him.
Pardon?
He should have asked you to stand in for him.
Well, Joe, I can't do that because he could be my son. Now, we were born on the same day, Flag Day, June 14th. We have a lot of things in common about the president. I'm not going to get into that.
You have a difficult job, though, in that you're a politician, and so you balance things like endorsing certain people, but at the same time, you're head of a law enforcement agency, and you have all these rank-and-file deputies. Are you concerned at all? Because you yourself said this is controversial to endorse Donald Trump. Are you concerned that making a public stand like this could alienate some of your deputies or embarrass some of them because you're standing with someone so controversial like Donald Trump? Well,
I don't know. I said controversial when I endorse anybody, because there's other people running. You think I don't know that? Look at the governor's race. 7 people were running.
They could alienate some of your employees?
No. They don't even know about politics, believe me. No. In other words, actually it helps because I keep getting reelected. And I don't think I would be reelected constantly if the people did not like this sheriff in my organization. They wouldn't be reelecting me. Those are my bosses. So I don't worry about the deputies. They do their job. They don't get involved in politics.
The former head of your HSU, Manuel Madrid, in an internal investigation that had been court-ordered related to the Armendariz case, he acknowledged, he said he hated his job for a time. He said it was miserable. And he said, in his words, what the sheriff was saying publicly, the politics stuff, it was embarrassing. It was an embarrassment. That's the head of your human smuggling unit who said his job was made harder because of some of the political statements you were making.
Well,
does it concern you?
No, it doesn't concern me. I'm the elected sheriff. I have 2 hats. I'm the law enforcement guy, plus I'm elected. I report to the people. I don't hide from them. They know everything that I do because they are the people that I report to. Now, some deputy, I don't even know where you got that. I haven't heard him say that.
The Armendariz.
Well, I don't know. A lot of things taken out of context. I never heard of that. If that's his opinion, so what? So what? I'm still the sheriff. We do a great job. My people do. They're out there every day professionally and doing a great job. We got a lot of recognition around this country about the job that the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office does. And let me tell you about management. Management is getting things done through people. I'm only as good as the people that work for me. So evidently they've been doing a pretty good job because the public keeps hiring me over and over again. So I'm not concerned about that. These are deputies, they're professionals. They don't get involved in politics. Half of them don't even watch the TV. They don't even know what's going on. They have to, I wish they would watch TV sometimes so they would know what's going on. But they don't care. They're just doing the enforcing the laws.
Well, but in all fairness, I mean, they, even in testimony in court, you and I both sat there and heard a couple of your deputies and captains say that they've been told that the priority is to make you look good, to get you good publicity, and it clearly bothers some of them.
Really? Give me the names. I'd like to know.
Lopez, Palmer.
Oh, okay, you're talking about some, yeah, but I'm not going to get into the court trial. Some people say things that are not true, so I'm not going to get into what a couple sergeants have said out of 4,000 employees. I have high morale in this organization. The deputies don't quit. I have a little turnover in the detention side by virtue of the business. I try to get them raises. I treat my deputies. I love my deputies, and they know I back them up. They know I don't put them under the bus because you may go around blasting them. So I have no problem with my deputy shirt, but they have to understand that I am the leader of this organization, and we've been doing a pretty good job in the last 24 years. I'm still around. I'm outlasting everybody else, it looks like. So, Joe, that's just a couple minor people saying their thing. We do have to fire people once in a while, too, which hurts me. I don't like firing people, but we do. If they do something wrong, we take action. So that doesn't affect this endorsement today. I've been doing this for years, endorsing people, governors, and it's nice to have friends around, too, you know, to get the job done.
What other candidates were you considering besides Donald Trump?
Well, you know, Bush, I endorsed him the first time. I was his campaign guy. George W., I was Mitt Romney's campaign guy the first time. This isn't the first rodeo, you know. And I've survived all those endorsements because I feel that was the right thing to do. So, you know, I don't know how this is going to be, but why? You know, I don't think I'm stupid. You think I don't know a little about politics? You think I don't know I might agitate other people? But everybody comes to me. Every day they're calling for my endorsement. So if they're good people, they can help fight crime. What's wrong with doing it? Now, you mentioned that anybody else come to me. Well, as of now, no, it's a little too late. But I know Cruz's wife was here and called me and trying to get me to go down to the hotel to meet her husband. That was Ted Cruz. That was about a month ago. I didn't go down and meet with him.
So this cycle, Donald Trump was the only one who asked you for an endorsement.
Well, Cruz's wife called me and wanted me to meet with him to give him the endorsement. That was 30 days ago in Trump. Now, the others, you know, they haven't called. It's a little too late now. You know, this is just starting, this election. It's just starting.
But you had no interest in any other candidates? You're just going straight to Trump? You didn't look over the other candidates?
No, I kind of like Trump. I like his stance on law enforcement, on business, on international affairs, guns, the U.S.-Mexican border. So he and his dedication and to defend the cops and the veterans. And I'm going to tell you something about him. Everybody calls him a blowhard and all. You know, I've been with him a few times. But no, he speaks from the heart. He may have a different way of speaking. I know that. But it's coming from here, and he's not going to bow down to anybody, all these bureaucrats, politicians. So let's give him a little credit. What about all these other guys running? They're like 5%, 10%. If they can't even get rid of Trump, how do you expect them to be a president?
Was your trip, was it personally funded or was it taxpayer funded?
What deal?
Iowa.
The what? My deal? He paid.
Oh, Trump paid for it?
Of course. Let me tell you, You asked that question. I think I went on the county dime maybe 4 times in my 24 years. And no politician can make that statement. When I go out, people that invite me to give a speech, you think I'm going to pay for it? They're going to pay for it. And by the way, I didn't even go first class. I was in back of the bus yesterday. That's okay. Now, I wouldn't mind going. He wants me to go on his airplane, which I did go on when it was here. So, you know, I'm going to take a ride on that 757 one day.
You said you like that he doesn't bow down to anyone. How come you and he didn't do a little duet of I did it my way?
Well, he's from New York. You know, I don't know. Well, you know, he knows a lot of people. I don't know if he met Frank Sinatra. I bet he did. Yeah. He met Frank. It's my favorite singer. Yeah, I think that would be good. I'll have to, you know, thank you for giving me that tip, because in the next campaign, we'll sing my way. Thank you for that.
If I could ask one other question about your management that you have in place right now. Have you considered replacing Jerry Sheridan or Chief Tromby in the wake of the last couple of years, the many missteps involved in the Armendariz case, the court orders not being followed?
You know what the answer to that is?
Yeah, have you considered firing them?
Do you want the answer is? I'm going to give you
If you give me an answer, I'll...
Yeah, you asked me. I'm going to give you an answer. You know what NO means? That's the answer.
Do you value...
No.
Then I guess because when you look at the just major blunders that they've been involved with...
That's your opinion.
That Jerry Sheridan has acknowledged to the judge that they didn't handle the Armendariz case correctly, that there were...
Okay, so what? Everybody makes mistakes.
But over time, many mistakes that they've been overseeing, especially Jerry Sheridan, do you value loyalty more than competency?
No.
Because that's
No. You know, I have confidence in myself, but I have confidence in the chief deputy. Why should I when you screw up, do they fire you?
He's costing taxpayers millions of dollars.
Well, why is he? I'm the one that took the heat, too. You forgot that you're so nice, you forgot me, too.
Do you take responsibility for the boss?
If you recall, when you asked if I said I defend my organization, Sheridan and I admitted to the judge, we're the top guys. And we took the heat for my organization, okay? And that's why I did it. We weren't involved in the nuts and bolts, but I think any leader should take some responsibility for what goes wrong sometimes. And I took it, and Sheridan took it, and Sheridan is not going to be fired. Tromby is not going to be fired. We do have the disciplinary action against people, but I am not firing my chief deputy. And that guy is well qualified. He has a master's degree. He teaches criminal justice. Been here for 35 years. If I didn't have confidence in him, I think you know sometimes I make difficult decisions in the past. Okay? You know that. I'm a nice guy, but I am tough too. If I have to make tough decisions, I make it. But I'm not going to throw him under the bus when he was trying to do his job. And sometimes things happen. I am not a chief of police. I don't report to any mayor, city council, governor, and just because Joe Dana goes...
the court monitor has made these observations.
No, the point I'm saying...
The fact that there was no system in place to officially train anyone on internal investigations. I mean, Jerry Sheridan acknowledged there was no...
Well, I'm not going to get into that. We had a good IA division. We had a good IA, but you don't know the whole story. I'm not going to talk about it, Joe. I'm not trying to be facetious. There's another story to all this. I'm not going to get into it.
Jerry Sheridan was going to be held responsible. He appointed an underling to hear his own appeal.
I'm not going to get into the trial.
Isn't that strange?
No, I'm not going to get into that. I am going to say again, I back up my chief deputy
It just seems there's a lot
in that. And when I was getting to the police chiefs, you do know police chiefs have to report to politicians, city council, the mayor, city manager who runs everything, okay? There's a lot of people that get fired, chiefs of police around this country when the media gets after them and all that. And I'm going to tell you something that is coming. the cameras are coming, okay? And when I publicize those cameras, then I'm going to go into another little sidebar on policing. So that I expect to do that within the next 2 weeks, is have a press conference to let all of you know that my deputies will be wearing these cameras. And you just asked me if I'm firing Dave Tromby.
Yeah.
Well, what did I tell you?
Right, you said no, and I asked you.
He
if you
just
value-
walked in, so
do you
I'm
value
sure he's going to
loyalty
feel
over
good.
competence?
What?
Do you value loyalty over competence?
No. Everybody knows in this organization, I get rid of people if they really deserve. It has nothing to do with loyalty. My loyalty goes to my wife. I've been in charge of agencies for 50 years, running agencies. I'm an easy guy in a way, but I expect the job to be done. But I back up my people. Everybody makes a mistake, Joe, even you in Channel 12. They don't fire you, I don't think. They may transfer you to another beat, but come on, you know that. I'm not trying to pick on you, but you seem to be the guy that's doing all the talking here.
I'm asking you to defend your employees, and I appreciate the answer.
Well, why should I con you?
No?
Does Trump con everybody? That's one thing I like about him, because he's kind of like me. He may call me stupid for talking too much, but you guys, and I'm never going to badmouth the reporters. I mean, I know he gets tough sometimes, but that's his thing. I like to get along with the reporters. Didn't I answer all your questions?
Yeah.
Did I say get lost? I'm not going to answer that. Goodbye. See you. Right? Huh?
You answered it.
Why don't you talk about whether I'm going to fire? I just promoted this guy. Why don't you? Okay. You always say about the bad things that I'm allegedly. What about a good thing? I just promoted him to take Lisa Allen's place. Is he a nice guy?
I'm citing what's been acknowledged in court under oath by your chiefs. And
I'm not going to discuss that. I'm not going to discuss
I
it.
haven't heard anything about your public relations.
But you talk about my management ability. You were talking about me being a manager, whether I fire people. I just made him director of public relations. I could have brought you in. Any other politician would bring somebody in from television and make that person director of public relations, especially in this year. You got that? But I feel comfortable with the people that work for me, and I promote them within. I'm the first one to ever make a chief deputy we're talking about. I'm the first to ever make a female chief deputy. You want to know all the things I've done in 24 years? You'll be here for 20 years. Anybody else got a question about Trump?
I want to go full circle
What?
here. I want to go full circle.
Okay.
Have you made Mr. Trump aware of the pending litigation?
You know what? If he hasn't read it, shame on him, because the whole world knows about it. But I didn't go down and sit down with him, talk about it. I'm sure of course they know. They got people here. I don't know what he's talking, which one? That's what he's talking about.
I'm just curious if he's aware that, are you worried that the outcome of the case, the federal case, could hurt Trump?
No, it's up to him to worry about it, not me. He doesn't seem to be worried about it. Why should I worry about it? He should worry about it. He's not worried about it. Did I know? He wouldn't ask for my endorsement. I think they do a little research.
Sheriff, has your department had any dealings with any of these guys up at the Oregon standoff, Ammon Bundy or any of those folks?
Oh, the only guy, what is it, Armin? Amon? He lived here in our area, Levine, and he visited me only for security reasons, because he was worried about his family with all the heat he was taking when he was here. That's the only time I met with him. People say he's my buddy. I don't even know the guy. But I met with him and his wife because that was our area, and I think he moved. But that's the only time I met with him for security. I wasn't involved. I didn't go like other politicians did to, where was it? He went to Nevada, or I think it was Nevada. No, this before. He went. Idaho, was it?
That's where Ammon lives.
Yeah. Yeah, the other,
I mean,
Nevada.
Had any
No, no,
criminal dealings with
no,
any of those folks?
No. No. I don't even know who the other two are. So, I know something happened, they were arrested, or I just saw on TV. So, but anyway, just trying to answer your questions because it was very difficult. And I didn't want to keep you in the dark yesterday, but one thing I do when I endorse people, I don't try to take the play away from them. I don't go talk forever. I just introduce, let them do their thing. And it was just courtesy to not say anything, let them do it. It was their conference, so I referred everybody to them. I didn't have to, but that's just, I got my own ethics sometimes. So we'll see what happens if he wins. I don't know. I'm not going to, I did my thing, and I'm sure that you won't hear the last of me and him.
Maybe a cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah, Director of Agriculture. No, I want to be his public information officer. Can you imagine being his public information officer? I will love that challenge, right? Maybe Joe Dana, we'll bring him down there. Right, Joe?
Can't imagine either.
But anybody else have anything else? Yes, sir.
You mentioned in passing that deputies would be being through their body cameras. When exactly is that going to start?
We're just about done testing, and we're done with it. I think we got 750, which is the, what's that there?
Today.
We're done today. I just want to make sure we get all our ducks in order before we talk to you guys. So maybe in a week we'll just let you know, see the camera, and tell you how we're doing it. It's a little controversial as far as I'm concerned. When I was a cop, I had a blackjack and nightstick. Now we got cameras, guns, everything else. So, our deputies will get used to it. The media will, be able to utilize sometimes what we see. All the patrol, yeah. And we'll have to work through what we can give you guys when you want that video, something happens. So we got to work with the media. I wish you would work with us a little. You know me, I'm not afraid to give you stuff. So we just have to, a lot of legal stuff involved in this, but we're going to do it. And the deputies will get used to it. Sometimes it helps, it helps. So, but I need your help to work with us on how we can get you this stuff, and maybe not to overreact when you see it. You guys are smart too. You've been around a long time. So, they don't take one little tidbit, oh, that's it, when that's not the big story. So I'm sure if you work with us, maybe we can help you out too and try to give you a little more than you just see on the video, and work together on it. Now, you guys got a job to do, I know that. And it's a little unusual these days, but everybody is doing it. But we're number one in the state, and we're number 6, I believe, in the country. But we're doing it all at once. L.A. County, we're going to do everybody. Yeah, in 5 years.
Well, granted, though, it's court-ordered. The cameras are court-ordered.
No, it wasn't for body cams. It was for the cars. I decided to go with the body cam. Court order said for the cars,
Okay.
not body cams.
It wasn't part of the negotiation?
For the car. But we decided, hey, this is a coming thing, so let's go with the body cams. And it took a little time, Joe, because you got to go through the ACLU. You got to. That's why we had to delay it. So it's coming. You say we finished today, so we'll just try to get this. You're the new director of public relations, so we'll try to get this out. And maybe what's next? Maybe next week we can do it. I don't know if you guys want to come. I'm sure you will. Maybe we'll have a deputy, not me, wear it, so you can get an idea what it looks like, when they wear these things. And then ask any questions you want to ask. And then we'll go do it, and see how it works out. To me, it's just another challenge. I love challenges. I'm not going to carry one. I don't lock people up. Used to. So, anyway, glad to be back in Phoenix, and I didn't even wear a coat, so, and we'll see what happens with Mr. Trump as time goes on. But I am committed. Whenever I say I'm going to do something, I don't waver. I'm committed to him, so nothing's going to change my endorsement. As long as he's running for, for president, as long as I am the sheriff. That's the way it goes with everybody I endorse.
Any questions?
The last two presidential candidates that you endorsed won.
Really? I thought George W. Bush won.
No,
Wait a minute. It's George W. Bush. I endorse him big time.
nominated in the game.
I didn't endorse McCain.
Okay.
You got to get your facts straight. Come on. I lost, Mitt Romney, but Bush won, and I campaigned with his wife. And so you're talking about Perry when he lost when we went to Iowa. But why? The other people won. Governors win when I endorse them. A lot of other people win. I don't do it to win, lose, or draw. I just do it because I feel give them a chance. That I believe can do the best for the people. And so that's it. It's interesting, Joe's gone now, but it's interesting, you asked the question, but you think I'm taking heat and all that? If it's that bad, how come people call me all the time for my endorsement? They read the newspapers. I don't know.
Can I call you for endorsement
Huh?
next time I apply for a job?
What?
Can I call you for endorsement next time I apply?
I already filled the job, but you would have been good.
I said next time I apply for a job, can I get your endorsement?
Of course you will always get my endorsement. You know why? Because you're KTAR, right? Because, you know why? You're a gentleman. I've known you for how many years?
15.
But forget being a gentleman. You're a good reporter. Okay? That's what counts with me. I don't care what somebody looks like. Yeah, you will always get my endorsement. Even Joe Dana, he skipped out to do his hit piece. But even Joe Dana, I would support him. Because I respect people that are competent and do their job, even though they disagree. I'm a little strange that way. So line it up. I'll be ready to sign your whatever. This is our new, by the way, this is our new public information officer, Courtney, and she's just learning. So you guys help her out, and, don't be mean to her. She's a detention officer. I always stay within. I can go out and hire you guys, but I stay within to promote. I don't go, because when you talk about loyalty, somebody was talking about loyalty. I don't have to bring people in for loyalty. A lot of politicians bring their own team in. I promote within because I have confidence in myself and I can handle the people within the organization. So I'm answering that question to someone. Oh, that was Joe Dana. It's okay. We done?
Yep.
And congratulations on moving up.
Thank you.
Chris now going to make more money than I make, but that's okay. See you guys. Wish you could have come to Iowa. Maybe next time.
I was going to say, you didn't invite us.
Huh?
You didn't invite us.
Yeah, I met you guys all got your major Fox, CNN.